and I'm currently working in Tata Elxsi as an ADAS engineer.
How long you are working in a Tata Elxsi?
I'm working past from 1.2 years.
So how did you got this job?
So as a fresher, I referred your page. Then I had applied for Tata Elxsi, and then there were certain tests conducted like aptitude, technical, and HR. Then later on, I got this job.
So let's start with today's podcast with your brief introduction.
My name is Tania Jadildar, and I'm from Belgaum, Karnataka. And I've completed my engineering from S.G. Balekundri Institute of Technology from Electronics and Communication branch. And I'm currently working in Tata Elxsi as an ADAS engineer for
Okay.
augmented reality project.
Okay, cool. How long you are working in a Tata Elxsi?
I'm working past from 1.2 years.
1.2 years. Cool.
Yes.
So how did you got this job?
Basically, I had applied Tata Elxsi. I got it from Instagram itself. And this was an off-campus job. Then I had applied for Tata Elxsi, and then there were certain tests conducted like aptitude, technical, and HR. Then later on, I got this job.
Okay. So like in Tata Elxsi, you are working as a which role?
ADAS engineer.
Okay, so what was your work in there?
In ADAS, it is basically for autonomous driving, advanced driving assistance system. So in ADAS, it's like nowadays we are seeing like there are many accidents happening. So ADAS is a technology wherein most of the accidents can be reduced and many number of lives can be saved. So in ADAS, I am working for augmented reality, wherein this technology basically combines the real world as well as the computer generated things. So in the car, there's a windshield, right? In the inner portion of the windshield, there will be everything displayed. Like if there's a person walking in front of you, it gives a signal, for example, an orange color circle. So we'll get to know like there's a person there. So we need to make a certain amount of distance. Similarly, if there's a tree, it will give us a green color signal. So there are many other certain things which I'm currently working in
Okay.
augmented reality.
So like, is it related to the IT field or like electronics field?
It is related to IT sector itself.
Okay, so means there will be a coding and all, right?
Yeah, coding.
Okay, so which type, like which language you are using or which technology you are
I'm
using?
using C++.
Okay, with C++ you are doing all these things.
Yes.
Okay, so being an EC kind of like student, you got into the IT field, right? How's your journey in that?
Actually, like working with all the hardware requirements and the coding, like basically codings which are used in EC sector is for the core companies. So I faced a little difficulty in learning the languages. So I started with the basics itself, like basics of C, basics of C++. I started with all of those, and the same thing I had mentioned in my resume as well.
Okay.
So, like the interviewer must be clear enough, like I just know only the basics of the languages, and the questions were asked based on those itself. So, now after coming into the company, we were given certain amount of trainings for different languages. So after that, I was able to work properly. Now I am currently working good, like comparative to before. Now I know well.
Okay. So like,
Yeah,
so you don't have a dream to work in a core company?
not currently.
Means in your college days when you were in college.
No, I had like I didn't compare between the IT sector as well as the core domain. I just wanted a job. But
Okay.
I just wanted like I don't want to go into the coding line. But now when I've entered into the coding line, I feel this is really very interesting.
Okay, cool. So
Yeah,
like in college days, you have learned a C and C++, right, in your first year?
yeah, we had
Yeah.
learned.
And so how was your experience at that time?
At that time it was really very tough for me, honestly speaking. Like I used to not get it proper, like which thing is coming after what and all. I faced lots of issues over there. But when I came into the final year, I just went through some websites wherein I got much more clarity with respect to that. And then when I joined the job, we were given trainings, like
Okay.
very good amount of trainings were given to us. And even after each after each training, like for example we had went through, for example, C++ training. So after the entire training is completed, we were had to give tests.
Okay.
So by that test, we were getting much more clear, and we were being confident enough that we can do something
Okay,
further.
cool. Okay, so let's talk about the when you get into the Tata, was
Mhm.
there a training for 6 months or something like that, or it was directly after 1 month you got into the projects?
First very day when we entered, we were given brief introduction about the company, like in which all domains it works and all.
Mm-hmm.
First day was entirely based on this. Then after, I think after of about 1 week, we were given C2C training from campus
Mm-hmm.
to corporate, like how you need to be in company, the etiquettes and everything. Based on that, the trainings were given. So I think after 10 days, we were allotted to the technical skill trainings like C, C++. It started with Linux and OS. Then
Mm-hmm.
it went with C, then C++, then Python. So based on these four languages, we were given training.
Mm-hmm.
I think for about 2 months, we were trained. Then from end of the December, we were allotted to the internal projects.
Okay.
And for the internal projects also, we were given small amount of tasks
Mm-hmm.
like debugging the code, how you can like then going through certain concepts. So I was given for augmented reality itself. So
Okay.
then they gave me trainings for LDW, like lane departure warning. Certain other concepts were there. Based on
Mm-hmm.
that, small amount of trainings were given. Then now we have developed code from scratch itself.
Okay.
We are currently doing one of them.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And
Yeah.
like, is there any test after completing the training?
Yeah, they were tests. After each and every training, no,
Mm-hmm.
they used to give us tests.
Okay.
Those were MCQ questions. I think 20 to 30 questions were there, and pass and fail. Like immediately after the test, the results were declared.
Okay. So, and by chance, like
Yeah.
if somebody just failed that exam, so what will happen with that candidate?
Yeah. I'll talk about myself only. I had failed
Okay.
in C++.
Mm-hmm.
I had failed in C++, but no, but then they gave us a second chance also because not only I, there were many candidates who failed. Majority of them failed because
Mm-hmm.
it was not only basic concepts related to that. It was advancement of C++. So it was quite tough for us to clear that test.
Mm-hmm.
So then there was a second chance given to us, and after that we cleared the test.
Okay. So even like
Yeah.
if they don't clear the test for the first time, then they will get a second chance as well, right?
Yeah, yeah, we got the second chance.
And once like even if they didn't clear in second chance, so is there any like chance of they will get fired from the company?
I don't think so. The company will fire. According to my knowledge, I don't think
Mhm.
so. The company will fire. I think there'll be a second training given to those candidates.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
So okay, so talking about your interview, so how was it? Like, how's your interview
The
experience?
company, I mean, the interview was quite good.
Mm-hmm.
The technical, like talking about the first round, the aptitude, it was quite tough. The coding part also was quite tough. And the time for me, it was very less when I had reached the coding sector.
Mm-hmm.
Then tried, increased my speed and I resolved it fast. Then I got a call from there, like you have cleared the aptitude part, you have
Mm-hmm.
a technical interview. Then for the technical interview, everything based on my resume was asked. Like I
Mm-hmm.
had mentioned in my technical skills, like basics of C, basics of C++. I just knew basics. So
Mm-hmm.
I just mentioned that itself in my resume, and based on that, the questions were asked. And I cleared the technical as well. Then I got a call for HR round. Then in the HR, everything were based on the communication skill itself, like introduction, then what all you would like to do for our company, what do you know about our company, then about my hobbies,
Mm-hmm.
and in which domain are you interested.
Okay.
These questions were asked. Everything was basically for my communication skills only. Then
Mm-hmm.
after that, the HR was also completed. After 1 week, we got to know that I have cleared the interview and everything, and I've
Mm-hmm.
been qualified for Tata Elxsi. After 2 months, I think we got the offer letter.
Okay. So
Yeah,
like it was online or it's offline?
it was online.
Okay, so everything was online.
Yeah, everything was online
Cool. So right now you're working from home or from office?
from office.
From office. Okay, cool. So
Yeah.
like how did you develop your interest? Because when you were in college, you said you are not interested in coding that much, right?
Yeah, in final year, what happened was like all my friends, we all started going through some websites like Geek for Geeks, and then
Mhm.
again Coursera. I started doing courses from Coursera. Okay, so like we had to apply financial aid, and then we were getting the courses for free. So started going to the basics of the courses as I told before. So I just went through basics of C plus, even Python, and even to improve my communication skills, I did a course from there as well. So I did some courses from there. Then again, I think from LinkedIn also I opted some courses. And then after that, then I started developing my skills. Then I did internship uh, wherein I got much more clarity. Then after joining the company, we got really very good training from here,
Mhm.
wherein I developed a confidence like I can do something over here. So then we got allotted to projects. Then here everyone was very supportive to me. So I was able to do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Talking about your resume, right? Could you please
Yeah.
share like what are the points you have noted down in your resume?
Yeah, I'll tell you. First thing, like, I have written all my achievements, what all I've done. Like in the projects and all, what all I've secured. I mean, in the competitions and all, everything I have written in that. Then after that, I have written about my projects, what all I
Mhm.
have done in my engineering. Then I have written about my soft skills. Then later on, technical skills. Then after that, I have written about my personal information.
Okay,
That's it.
that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so what message would you like to give to the candidate who are currently searching for the jobs?
Actually, I would say them to be more sincere and genuine enough into the like whatever you are putting into the resume. Like there are many people which I have known in the resume. No, they add multiple. They keep on adding multiple things. Like
Mhm.
if you know only two languages, just add those two. No need to add third and fourth. If you know basics of some particular language, just mention basics of so and so language. If you like, so that the interviewer will also be clear enough to answer the question based on what you have written in your resume. That's what I would like to give a suggestion to them.
Cool. Okay, great
Yeah.
suggestion given by you. And I hope the
Thank
candidate
you.
who are watching this video will implement these things and hope they will soon get their job. You have like followed our page, right? Job for freshers.
Yeah.
So like, do you find it helpful?
Yeah, it is really very helpful. Like we'll get to know in like which all companies are hiring and what is the criteria, what all they are their requirements from us. So everything is necessary from your page, and it's really very helpful, especially for freshers.
Okay, so thank you very much for joining in, and it was great talking to you. And I hope to connect with you again in future.
Sure. Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.